Hey Aries, this is your December reading. I hope you guys are doing well. I have already pre-shuffled the cards, but I'll shuffle it again, why not? Just a heads up, if you'd like a personal reading, if this resonated, you're more than welcome to reach out to me and do a personal reading. Also, you're more than welcome to subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. Let's see what we have for Aries in December. Nine of Swords. Okay. All right. So we start out with Nine of Swords, and crossing that is the High Priestess. Let's see if we can get, I know it's a little dark, but I'll get that sorted out next time. Nine of Swords crossed by High Priestess. So this is a perfect example of really thinking about, it's a particular situation that we are really thinking about how we can get out of it, and we just don't see a way out. Okay, now ironically, we know that we are being guided, that we just have to trust. Sometimes we are put in certain situations in our lives that it will force us to, have us trust the situation that we're in, trust the process, so that we can actually reinforce our faith in the universe, in God. And it is very uncomfortable, yes, but at the same time, we know that we will be fine ultimately. We are being held, Hangman. We are being held by the universe, basically. But we are put in some sort of situation where we just need to trust. And this is more so a test than anything. This is what I would say, for you to be in a situation like this, it had to be a pretty long time. It had to be a pretty long time, because to have these words, to have all the possible outcomes play out in your head, and still not force yourself, maybe you are in some sort of way, but just know that if you fall, you will be caught. That's really the only comforting thing that you have going here, frankly. I think that you have somewhat surrendered to the process. How you currently view yourself is a Ten of Swords. So it's a lot of trying to figure out the outs of whatever the situation is. We will clarify this. The underlying issue is the sun, right? So Aries, this is at this point, you don't really remember the last time you were able to not really have to worry about this. And I think that maybe in the past you took it for granted, the situation that you were in. Let me get a card to clarify this, because I just want to understand what we are really. Okay, Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. So this is probably like a financial situation, work that you are, maybe you are unemployed and you're trying to find work, and you're having some sort of difficulty or some sort of pushback. And not that you're not trying to, it's more so the inability to do anything regarding this, because you do have the Hangman. So you are, it's whatever situation you're in, it's more so out of your control, right? Now, it's interesting because you do, on your recent past, you have Knight of Cups. And I will say this, even though you are having, all these issues, everything that's going on here, whatever blockage that you're having, there were other things in your life that were really fulfilling you. Maybe you were doing things that you love to do. Excuse me. Maybe you are overindulging in some sort of way, but it's more so other things in your life were bringing happiness to you. I feel like this might be the only thing that worries you. And, if it is due to finances, I mean, finances does correlate to security. And if you don't have security, I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen in the future. So it is difficult for anybody, I feel, to maybe some people more than others, but I think that you are trusting the process more so than anything. Now, other people are seeing you as the Fool. Well, maybe due to the fact that you are in this sort of not that you're not worrying, you are, but other people are kind of looking at you, probably going, well, if I was in their situation, maybe I would be desperately looking for something, but I feel that it's a 50-50 for you. And there is a trust in the universe, and optimism. There's an optimism that things will change, that things will kind of flip around. And I think it's a little interesting though, this spread, because and you will know, it's kind of weird, because right now in your near future you have the 8 of Pentacles. So whether you find some sort of job or you end up doing something on your own, there is a lot of work ahead of you. I think that this is actually pretty good versus you having to be still in some sort of way. Now, 8s are typically, in the Kabbalah at least, very, how can I say this? They can be a little, not uncomfortable, but challenging, right? The 3s, the 5s, and the 8s are typically pretty challenging. 8s being like at the very top. So you are going to have a lot of work ahead of you in some sort of way that you will be able to reap the rewards of it. And the 8 of Pentacles, it's Sun in Virgo. So right now what I'm doing is I'm kind of getting the vibe of like that sun energy that you really really wanted, but for some reason you're somewhat lacking. You will have that in the near future, so that's very comforting. Now your hopes and fears, is the Three of Cups. You do want to be able to have things kind of simmer down. But, you know, since it is some sort of fear, also, it's more so like getting complacent. And, you know, right now you're in such an energy of like kind of going with the flow. And I don't think that's, you know, for you to worry about that, I don't know. I think you value a lot of what kind of stability that you had before. So I don't think that's going to be an issue, honestly. I think giving value for as little as, you know, what you had, as far as, you know, even if it's some sort of peace of mind, I think this is, if this is a fear, this is a good thing to have that as a fear rather than something even greater, right? But this is actually, you know, what really looks here is that you're going to have a change of fortune here. You are going to have a lot more opportunities moving forward. Maybe because of what you kind of surrender to it, you know, you surrender to the prize. You kind of, instead of like driving yourself crazy, you okay, well, you know, the situation is this. I'm gonna go with the flow and see where it takes me, and that's a good way to. It's a good way to take things. Now your outcome is Seven of Pentacles. Okay. This card is also called failure, but I don't get that. I get more so due to the fact that you are getting in this. It's being more disciplined with, you know when you have so little of something, and then you get an abundant amount, but you learn to live or be with that small amount, so that when you get a whole lot, it's you have a lot more discipline when it comes to that, versus if you never had little, it's very you almost overspend. So I think it was good for the lack, because it brought discipline. And I also clarify that it came with the Three of Wands. You know, what I get from that is, what I'm really feeling is that you're going to better invest whatever you are getting out of this, and it's going to be able to it's like having different, like if we were talking about finances, right? It could be anything, but I'm getting more so finances. It could be physical, it could be health wise too. But regardless, you would be, since you have you learn to live or have so little, and you have an abundant amount now, you're going to put your eggs on different baskets. You're not going to put in just one basket. And I think that's good, because you won't allow yourself to be in this situation again. And so that's a better way to safeguard, you know, the improvement that you're having here. So that's pretty good. Let's see what the advice is. Okay. Interesting. So we got the Chariot, Five of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, it's really you know, taking what you have learned with the negative, and also the positive that came with this. I mean, you know, even if it's a shitty situation that you were in before, it doesn't necessarily mean that it there was just bad. I mean, you learned a lot from this, and I think that's a positive. In fact, you know, what your outcome is, you know, putting the eggs on different baskets. I think that's a good thing to do, so that you are never in this lack position anymore. And that's exactly, I mean, it's just kind of tying what I've told you already, because it's almost like alchemizing. It's almost like making something out of nothing, and to keep moving forward and not really stop, not get complacent, right? Not just, you know, say you have 2 baskets and just leave with that. It's more so keep creating the baskets, keep putting more baskets there, because I think that's going to be very beneficial to you in the future and moving forward. Okay? So if you have, with that being said, especially with this 3 of Wands here, I do feel like you're going to have 3 different sources of income, whether it's a main job and then two on the side of some sort, or like some sort of investment. That's pretty good. But that's what you're guided to do, is really like just expand more so than anything. Okay, Aries? All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you feel like a personal, you can always reach out to me. It's on the description box below. And you're more than welcome to subscribe to the channel and like the video. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the month, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.